Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's Coach Megan, and welcome to this episode of the podcast. I'm so excited for 5 signs that you need a reset. Originally, it was 3 signs you need a reset, and I totally added 2 extra signs because, hey, we all need to push the reset button. And actually, just right before this, I just got off of Zoom with my assistant and the producer, Abigail of Poplitics. We have some very, very, very exciting news to share with you guys about how we are expanding the Powerhouse podcast to be able to reach more women and inspire you guys spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and of course, helping you guys with your pageant interviews. So stay tuned right after this. Okay, so I won't keep you guys in agony of waiting until the end of this podcast. So what is the big surprise? Well, a couple things. So first and foremost, we are turning the Powerhouse podcast into a mini show. So I don't know if you guys have watched Poplitics, but they're one of my favorite shows on IGTV. Go follow them. It's at Poplitics, Poplitics. And their producer, Abigail, is absolutely incredible at video editing. And I've had it in my heart for a really long time to make this podcast into something visual that you guys can actually watch on Instagram. We all live our lives on Instagram, and many of you TikTok so often. TikTok, might be RIP soon, but we'll see what happens. But I don't know about you guys. I love watching videos. It's a huge part of how I intake media. I love Netflix. I love Amazon Prime, all those different things. I just love visual media a little bit more than audio, although I do drive a lot. So don't get me wrong. I am an Audible fiend. I just looked the other day and I had 70 titles on one of my Audibles, and I have 13 on my other Audible. Yes, I have 2 Audibles. You have to be a client to realize and understand why. But anyways, I'm so excited. That won't be out for another couple weeks. I'm going to kind of backlog some stockpile's the right word I was looking for. Stockpile a bunch of episodes so we can really pump some out and have high quality content. I'm just kind of learning and grasping all the editing before I outsource that to somebody else, and different things are going on. But I'm so excited. You guys can check out on my story from yesterday, or I put it in my highlights under podcast, and you guys can kind of see what we were working on. So it's going to be a split screen 9x16 format. So incredibly excited. It's going to be so awesome. And just so many of my dreams are coming true right now, you guys. I can't even tell you everything, but I am heading to another city to shoot for a TV show this Monday at the time of this podcast recording. I'm writing an endorsement for a major pastor's book. She just texted me today. Like, God is opening so many doors. So I just want to encourage you guys as you continue to put your best foot forward and continue to be faithful in this season of quarantine and COVID and all this crap and election year and blah, blah, blah. God rewards those people who are faithful. I was just praying this morning and just saying, God, just seriously, attune my heart to your frequency. I don't care about anything else, Lord. I just want to be obedient to what you have for me and grow my communication skills, grow my wisdom, grow my ability to intake knowledge so that I can more readily share it with all of you guys every week. And I want you to know how seriously I take that really your guys' lives and your growth is in my hands, and that you're trusting me with so much of your growth. So I'm so excited for this other version of the Powerhouse podcast. And if you have women who are struggling spiritually, mentally, emotionally, or in their communication skills, or maybe they're just super shy and would never do a pageant or never think that they'd even ask somebody on a first date or go on a first date or something like that, then they need this podcast. Please share it with them right now. This will encourage them. And today we're going to talk about resetting. We're going to talk about how to implement some really healthy strategies into your life. What a lot of people don't know, and kind of continuing upon last week, which wasn't last week so awesome. If you haven't gone and listened to the episode last week, it is one of the best trainings I think I've ever done, if not the best training that we've ever done. And we are still continuing our beta launch, which we had about 5 people reach out last week, which is so awesome because we haven't really even launched it yet. It's only launched to you guys. So if you want to be a part of the beta launch of the Interview Mastery Academy online course, it's an 8-week course that you can go as you want, and we're selling it for 50% off right now just so we can get some feedback of some introductory, really engaged women who are looking to grow right now. Why pay for it now? Why do it now? Maybe your pageant's kind of far away. Well, because it's going to go up 50% or more. I know the worth of this course, and I'm taking all 6 years of my coaching experience as well as my competitive experience. That's helped us to have a 95% success rate in interview and do incredibly well. And also are the things that I use to win both of my titles on the first try. So the Interview Mastery Academy, the link is in the description of this episode. I believe it's kind of long. So go in the description. It'll all be there. It's all over my social media as well. We'll be promoting it for the next 3 weeks. That cart will be open for 50% off. And then after that, you will have to pay full price. And if you get in at the beta level, you'll get to give us some feedback. You'll get to say what you liked, what you would change, all those different things, what was helpful, what was in there that you're like, maybe we actually don't need that. And you get to really be on the ground floor of being a part of this incredible academy where you are going to learn absolutely everything that you need from personal branding, interview, to make you successful in your communication. We talk about current events. We talk about our advanced questions framework. We talk about every single aspect that you just don't typically get from most pageant coaches, because I am a life coach as well, and I really address things from a mental, emotional standpoint as well. Because if your internal hemisphere of kind of everything that you are is not working, then it doesn't matter if you memorize stuff, because it ain't gonna work, honey. Go listen to last week and you'll learn all about that. So join the Interview Mastery Academy. We'd love to have you part of the family. And if you join at 50% off, then you also get grandfathered in to the Perfected course, which will have, better transitions, and the video will look better, and, little tweaks that we make for the 2.0 version of the Interview Mastery Academy. You'll get grandfathered in at that price and also get access to that new course when it comes out in 2.0 after Miss USA. So that's a little plug for that, and let's dive right in. So many exciting things happening. Okay, so today will be kind of a shorter episode. Go back and listen and binge watch all the previous episodes. Please, please, please give us a 5-star review if you haven't. It really helps us to show up higher in the rankings on Apple Podcasts. We are everywhere. And also, I just had a girl on the phone last week, actually, who's working with us now, and she said that she found us just by searching pageant podcasts and interview podcasts. So that is the greatest thing in the world for me to hear. If you have been blessed by this and you haven't written a review already, it really, really does help us. So please just take a second and go click 5-star review. I don't even care if you just put, "This is my review, Megan, you're awesome," or something super short. It doesn't have to be extensive. So anyways, let's dive right in. So today is 5 signs that you need to reset. And like I said, I know I put 3 signs on all my social media. That's because I added extra because I love you guys, okay? So a couple signs that you need to reset. The first thing is that you dread waking up every day. I have felt this in my life. I think we should all raise our hand right now, maybe raise 2 hands, maybe raise 2 feet at the same time, unless you're driving. But we've all had seasons in our life when we just kind of feel like we're stagnant. We feel like we maybe don't have purpose. We don't have vision for those next steps. I was just talking with a couple friends last week. I actually have 3 very close people in my life who all got new jobs this week in the same week. It was like totally the Lord. And I just remember talking through with them those emotions and those feelings and coaching them of what it felt like right before the breakthrough, right before the dawn, right? They always say it's darkest before the dawn, but it was so interesting this week, you guys, that I got to be a part of that in 3 different individuals whose lives are very, very close to me, who are in my close circle of acquaintances and friends and even family, who all were experiencing that darkness before the dawn. So I want you just to take a second as you're listening to this and to ask yourself, what season am I in right now? Am I in that dark season? Am I in that emotionally unbalanced season? Am I in an unmotivated season? Am I in a season where I hate my job? I hate my life. I hate my relationship. I hate where I live. I hate how I look, right? Maybe you are just in a season of frustration. I want to encourage you that your prayer life matters. Who you surround yourself with matters so much. I've been saying this all week, and I just think it's so funny. I was saying this before I even found out that any of my friends got those new jobs. But I was talking about how God is a God of suddenlies. And what I mean by that is that when we pray, there's this season of waiting. And I think a lot of times when we pray, we think, okay, well, I'm going to pray, and if it's God's will, then it's just going to happen right away. But what I've come to find out in my adult life and through the prayers that have been answered in my life, we know that all the promises of God in Him are yes, and in Him, amen. So they will come to pass, but in His timing. And so what's very interesting is that when it says God's a God of suddenlies, what I truly think that means is that we have to pray, and then we have to stay in faith. Faith comes by hearing, hearing by the word of God. and stay motivated, keep our spirits right, keep ourselves rejuvenated by the washing of the water of the word in our mind, keeping our minds right, our emotions in check, our words in check, which produces our actions. That's the self-coaching model. Go back and listen to like episode 2 or 3 if you haven't heard about that one yet. But then when your prayer is finally answered, it is suddenly, right? Suddenly you meet a person who changes your life. Suddenly you meet the man of your dreams. Suddenly you get the courage to break up with them and you are free and you don't have anxiety and doubt and you're carrying all this stuff anymore. You're mentally free, you're physically free, right? Suddenly you're one decision away from something really good or really bad happening in your life, but it's always one decision, one person, one moment. So I want to encourage you that if you're dreading waking up right now and you're feeling unmotivated, you might just need to realign and reset how intentional you're being with the prayers and petitions of your heart. Are you waking up and having a morning routine? Are you writing things down? Are you setting boundaries? Are you saying no? Do you have written down goals and stretch goals and things that are a little impossible right now, things that you're putting your eyes on, you're putting your ears on, you're using your 5 senses to motivate you to passion for those things that, might be a little impossible right now. That will fundamentally change the way that you wake up every day when you have a greater why, a great enough why that emotionally engages you to want to take a step forward and say, you know what? I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if my finances are screaming at me in the face. I started my company with $160 in my bank account, by the way, you guys. Like, I had nothing. I was working as a barista. 2 years into my company, I had to go and work again at a breakfast place because I was broke. But I said, you know what? This doesn't change God's plan for my life. It doesn't change my dream. So I'm going to do what I have to do, right? Is my pride going to get in the way? No, I'm going to humble myself and go work for somebody, even if it's for 3 months. That's how God's going to test me to elevate me to that next level, okay? So that's a cure for dreading waking up. Number 2, if you don't know how or what to prioritize, remember we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the difference between your shoulds and your musts in your life. You will always get your musts, but you won't get your shoulds. Oh, well, I should do that. Oh, well, I probably should do that. I probably should say that. I probably should ... There's no guarantee those things are going to happen if it's only a should in your mind. You have to change things to a must, right? Breathing is a must, okay? Drinking water is a must. Feeding your body is a must. But I want you to think about with your goals and your dreams and the things that you want for yourself in this next year. Maybe it's mental health, maybe it's physical health, maybe it's winning a pageant, maybe it's, having the courage to go on a date with somebody, whatever it is. How far are you between the line of should versus must? And I want you to ask yourself that. Number 3, okay? This is a huge one. There's no sign of play in your life. That is a huge sign that you need to reset. If you don't build in, these are 2 different things. If you don't build in play in your life, it's proven that you won't. So this is going to sound really crazy, but on Monday nights, which is actually the day that I'm recording this, it is written into my calendar that we play cards with our best friends every single Monday. And if it's not Monday, then it's usually Sunday. Sundays are a time with my family. I don't do anything else. I don't work. I don't go to meetings. I don't do anything else. Sunday is meant for family. We go to church in the morning and then we eat and we hang out and I turn my phone off and I don't think about work. I don't respond to clients. I don't do anything. 2 things. This is numbers 3 and 4. If you do not schedule your rest and schedule your play, it is not going to happen. Okay. Especially if you're a workaholic like me, we think that, oh, well, I'll just get more stuff done. I'll get more stuff done. Rest isn't a necessity. Play isn't a necessity. Feeding my body with water and healthy stuff is not a necessity. Well, guess what? You're going to continue to be burnt out, which leads me to number 5. If you don't do something different, you're going to get the same results. We've all heard this a million times. I know. But if you don't change something, you're not going to get different results. Okay. And so I encourage you, what are the systems that you're setting up in your life? What are the systems that you're setting up in your life for play, for rest, for sleep, for feeding your body, for all the things that you won't naturally be inclined to do that you know that you should be doing? Schedule them into your life as if it's an appointment on your schedule. And I promise you that you will see a massive, massive difference in your life. Okay, so here are a couple suggestions. If you know that you are spiritually, mentally, emotionally depleted, setting a routine for when to go to bed and when to wake up, trying it for a week. Okay, try it for a week and come back to me or message me and say, this is my accountability, Megan. DM us on Instagram. And there are little things that you can do. You're listening to this podcast. You can join us on Wake Up Wednesday, every Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. on an IGTV. Instagram Live, every single Wednesday on my @Megan_Swanson account. I'm there to encourage you, to motivate you. I don't care if you literally flip over out of bed at 7:29 and you turn that thing on and you are half listening. I don't even care. Just feed your spirit. Get yourself going to where, especially if you deal with anxiety and depression and things like that, this is a great way to set the tone for your day, to prime your mind. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. The law of first mention, whatever comes into your mind first sets the tone for your belief and your foundation. And then changing your mind after that, or changing the tone of your day after that, is much harder if you don't set it on a positive note. Okay. If you need a mentor in your life, or you're frustrated that you're not getting the results that you want in pageantry or in life, then guess what? You can hire somebody as a coach. You can hire me. You can hire somebody else. You can join the Interview Mastery Academy. And we also, finally, I told you this would be a short podcast, have an amazing freebie out right now called the Interview Secrets State Title Holder Edition. And you can go into the show notes or on our website, powerhousepageantry.com/podcast, and you can get the link for that. It's a free, awesome PDF ebook from 5 of my former clients / Miss America sisters that I went to Miss America with that were wildly successful. And you just get to go and hear each of them answer the same 3 questions from their perspective of what makes a fantastic interview. You've got Amber Hulse, Miss South Dakota currently. You've got Marisa Boucher, who was my Miss Illinois. You've got Lydia Tremaine, who you guys all know very, very, very well. You have Lauren Kuhn, who was top 5 my year at Miss America. So you've got tons of resources of these amazing women who are going to pour knowledge and encouragement into you and literally for free teach exactly what they did to be able to push through hard times and be incredibly successful. So that's all I have for you guys today. If you want to join the beta class of Interview Mastery Academy, visit the link in the show notes. If you want to just start off with the freebie and get the interview secrets, then also click the other link in the show notes and go binge watch all the other episodes, you guys. I'm so excited for what's coming on all of our social media. If you're not following us, obviously in the outro of this episode, you can figure out how to follow us at everything. And please keep me in your prayers for Miss USA coming up. I am so incredibly excited. I'm juggling all these different things, running a company and prepping for Miss USA. And also my sister gets married in a month. It's quite insane. I have clients competing in national pageants on the same weekend and state pageants. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. And as I level up, I'm going to continue to help you guys level up to get to the next level, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. So with that, have an amazing week. Love you so much. Listen to the outro to connect with us further. Well, thanks so much for listening to this episode of Season 2 of the Powerhouse Podcast. I'm Coach Megan. As always, you can follow me at Megan_Swanson. You can DM us to join our email list. You can follow us at Powerhouse Pageantry or at the Powerhouse Project. And I'm so excited to get to continue to pour into your life spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, mentally, and relationally. Wow, that's a mouthful. In this beautiful year of 2020. Never forget your worth. Stand up for what you believe in and allow your spirit to stand up on the inside of you to show you who you really are. Have a great day.